Welcome everyone to another edition of Elmira News and Views. My name is Elmira. I am your host. We got an opening question for you today. How did Richmond, Virginia quietly become the most important hip hop dance city in the world? And you might be thinking, wait a minute. When people think of hip hop dance, we got LA, Los Angeles, we got New York City, and even here in Atlanta where I live, all those places come to mind. But there's a city building something different, and that is Richmond, Virginia. Allow me to introduce the one and only Deandra Clarke. She is a VCU alumni, Virginia Commonwealth University. She is a dance educator. She is the founder of Studio 4 Dance Agency. She is also the founder of the Virginia Dance Awards, which has been around for 7 years, going on its eighth year, and the founder of BSA Talent Group. So many things happening in Richmond, and we're going to set it off by letting you hear a bit from Deandra.
Locally, there was like I never grew up traditionally taking dance classes or anything like that, so there wasn't many influences before me. I don't want to say that I created this dance culture because there are plenty of people dancing before me, but as far as like creating a dance agency and founding a dance awards and owning a dance business here in Richmond and helping dancers create themselves and their brand and build their skills and developing dancers into becoming performers today. There wasn't many people, I don't think there was anyone actually before me to have an influence.
Hi, thank you guys for having me. I really
Well, you heard it right there. She said, before me, there was not this huge influence in Richmond, Virginia. Now, granted, Richmond has the ballet, Richmond has Virginia Commonwealth University, which I mentioned, and Richmond is the capital city of Virginia, which has a plethora of dance events all over the state. But it is Richmond that is the hip hop dance capital of the world. And I'm going to tell you why. The first reason why is the agencies, the talent agencies that exist there. And the main one is the BSA Talent Group. Agencies are what create structure. And this is not just about, oh, I'm just going to go out there and dance. No, the BSA Talent Group in Richmond creates the structure. It makes sure the dancers get jobs. It makes sure the dancers are professionals. The main mission of this particular talent agency, and I took this straight from the website, connecting elite dancers with film, TV, commercial, live stage, and corporate productions. Because that's how you make money. That's how you make money in dance. You don't do it by just saying, oh, I'm going to go out there and dance. Like you heard Deandra say, I am pivotal in this community, in the foundation of this being the top hip hop dance city in the world. I was gonna say country when I first was developing this story, but I said no. Richmond is it. I grew up there, so I know this. I've actually worked with Deandra when I was in the music group. My music group, Ellis Uniquus, back in the day, we had the luxury of working with her, and that's why Richmond is the it city. And I was looking into this with the agencies because sometimes dancers think, "Oh, I don't need an agent. I can do this on my own." We all entrepreneurs assume this, but Deandra Clarke and her team have developed this talent group so that you get the best work, you get professional work. You can even book gigs in other cities. That's the thing now. One thing you should know since 2020 is your gigs, your dance gigs don't need to be in your city. I was recently watching something from Charm LaDonna when she was playing in one of the Super Bowls. This was like 2021 or 2022. They did their rehearsals on Zoom, y'all. So you don't even need to be, when you are under an agency and you're working with that agency, you ain't got to work alone. You can have the support of the agency. And this is one of the things that a direct quote from Deandra. If you think you've mastered it and you don't need to push yourself any further, then you're losing. Being with an agency is giving you that extra push. I saw that with myself. I would always say, "Oh, I can do it on my own. I don't need any help. I don't need a coach. I don't need an agency. I don't need anybody." No, yes you do. And Richmond, Virginia has it. Dancers out there listening to this, get signed up with BSA Talent Group. They can get you connected with the right gigs. And you might be wondering, what kind of gigs are these? One of the gigs is actually the Virginia lottery because there are tons of things happening in Richmond. Y'all might be like, "Oh, that's just a little country city." No, it's not. I'm telling you, there are many opportunities in the city. And let me just show you what they were able to book. They booked this gig with the Virginia lottery, and I'm gonna show you this is something you can do. This is it. These gigs pay too. And Deandra and her team choreographed this. Look at this. This is you. Imagine this is you as the dancer booking such gig. And you ain't gotta go nowhere but stay in Virginia. And you might be that person who's like, "Where am I considering to move?" And Hollywood may not be the place for you, especially now. Things are not popping like they used to 20, 40, 50 years ago in Hollywood. It's Virginia, it's Richmond. Look at this. This is you. This is what you can get when you are working with the talent agency. Just to give you an idea of some of the other gigs they were able to book, they booked for Altria, Capital One, Paramount Pictures, the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Bristol, Virginia. And you get paid to do this as well. For many years, dancers were told, "Do it for experience. Do it for exposure." I was even told that as an artist, as a musician. There was a lot of gigs I did not get paid for. Richmond changes that. What you just saw, that Virginia lottery gig, some of the other gigs that BSA Talent Group books for you, you can get paid. And I can say this, when me and my group mate had our music group, we hired Deandra's team to dance for us. We paid that. Now, granted, there may have been sometimes they didn't get paid that well, but that is something Deandra advocates for. She is a dance advocate, making sure you get paid. Many people don't realize how influential dance is to the music industry. I was saying it with myself. We hired the dancers 4 hour productions. We had to do fashion shows. We had all kinds of gigs. And we dance just adds something extra to the show. Dance is to the music industry. We are the puzzle piece that makes the show spectacular. I was just this week, I've been watching the New Edition show. You know, the New Edition, Boyz II Men, Tony Braxton are on tour. Noticing the dancers are what make that show. And they have primarily, I don't think there are any men dancers on this particular tour, but they're all women. They make the show. They have those expressive movements. And I know y'all saw it during the Super Bowl. One of the things I asked Deandra about this is she said, in order to get gigs like that, you have to be very expressive. You have to do those dynamic moves. You can't be stiff. You got to be bold. You got to showcase because you're on the big stage. You're in this big stadium. And that's what you're going to get paid for. Let me pull up. I actually want to pull up something else that she told me because it is so relevant to getting paid well and how Richmond is helping you get paid, and Deandra and BSA Talent Group. Let me find it here. Uh okay, here we go. Oftentimes dancers are paid the least, if at all, and we are given the worst accommodations. Please, y'all, please don't do this. As a dance advocate, I'm consistently fighting for fair pay for dancers, fair acknowledgement, and accommodations. Also, I think on the imaginary art scale, dance is on the bottom level. And I don't understand this because we dance all over the place. Y'all saw in the other segment, we talked about people now dancing on TikTok. Everyone loves visual art, theater, opera, musical concerts, and ballet, even. In all of those spaces, people pay hundreds or thousands of dollars for tickets and artwork. Audiences are full, and state and government funding is plentiful when it comes to supporting the arts. But when it comes to commercial dance, ticket, and that's what we're talking about here with Richmond being the hot city for hip hop. This is commercial dance. Tickets are $30 and theaters are half full. Appropriate dressing rooms are not often available. Pay is often considered negotiable, and state and government funding is nominal. I'm the person that fights for commercial dance to have the same pay, rights, funding, and accommodations as the other art forms. That's why Richmond is at the top and it's continuing to grow because you got somebody like Deandra fighting for dancers, fighting for the collective, saying, no, we as commercial dancers deserve to get paid $500, $3,000 a week, $6,000 a week, whatever the contracted agreement is, because we work for this. We're athletes. You'll hear more about that coming up later, but we're athletes. We not just doing this for show. We got to get paid. And I heard another dance advocate speak on this. She said, why does anybody get paid? People get paid because we provide value. Dancers provide value. They provide your entertainment. Richmond, y'all know, Richmond, stand up. Any city really, but I'm speaking directly to Richmond. Y'all know those people are creating an atmosphere of joy for you. So why would you not pay them? But this is one of the reasons you got people fighting for you as dancers to get paid well. Here's another thing. In RVA, versatility isn't a bonus, it's the baseline. Because you have all of these possibilities to book different gigs as a dancer. That's the plus. Dance connects audience and brings people together. with this variety, because you might book a hip hop gig as a I saw one of the things that Deandra did. There was a gig for a PSA. This was a PSA for some type of construction work. It's so many opportunities in Richmond and Virginia as a whole, but with Richmond being the capital, that's the other point with the creativity. Richmond is the capital city. There's access to the entire state because you do have the government, and we just had the governor. She just came into office. Her name is Abigail Spanberger. I'm excited to see what she will do for the commercial dance arena. And then the mayor is Danny Avila. They're doing great things for the city and making sure you get paid as well. And you might be wondering, what kind of audiences are booking dancers in Richmond? One of them, okay, Deandra told me this. I gotta read this for y'all because this was comical because I asked her. I said, "What was the strangest thing you got booked for to choreograph?" And she was telling me about this July 4th flash mob. Let me find it. Let me find it here. Oh, okay. July 4th flash dance. It was super bizarre. They wanted 20 dancers wearing George Washington wigs and stocking face masks to dance hip hop to patriotic music like America the Beautiful. So that's a lot. But hey, it's a gig. That's something, it's something you could book for. And then there was this other one. I was actually involved in this project back in 2009. It's called Stop the Pain 804, where the producer of this was Craig Santee, and Deandra choreographed the music video for this called Stop the Pain 804. We're actually going to we will check that out right now because I want y'all to see the creative range. I want you to see the opportunities and why Richmond is it, yo. And this has only continued to grow since 2009. It's just so many opportunities for you as a dancer. Don't think you gotta move, you gotta go over here. No, it's in your city. In your city, in your city. Let's check out this Stop the Pain music video.
This one right here goes out to TT.
And just a quick note about this. This was a movie and a movement against gun violence in the city, and this particular movement helped to curb gun violence. But check this out. Check out how dance is being used to sell this message. This is all in Richmond, Virginia. Look at Deandra go. Oh, that's Tiara. I remember her. I had the luxury of vocal coaching these ladies to get them prepared for this, the debut of this Stop the Pain movie. Look at him move. Cause if we don't, ain't no telling where the kids gonna get they hope or where they gonna end up, and that's a shame. I love it. I love seeing my city, my home city being put on the map. Cause this is it. Just to die young, got a house on the hills, but choose to stay in the slums. It's dumb, it's crazy. These people amaze me. That's it, y'all. So many opportunities for you right there in Richmond. And this was 17 years ago. So this also displays the longevity. You can grow here in Richmond. No need to start over somewhere else. You ain't got to move down here to Atlanta where I am. Just start in Virginia. And along with that, how do you maintain this longevity? How has Deandra maintained her longevity with the Studio 4 dance agency, with her company, with the people she works with the dancers she teaches? You got to maintain your physique. They actually hosted a recent class called Strength Training for Dancers. Let me show you what this class was all about, because you're like, well, I can't do that. Yeah, I can't stay in the game that long. Yes, you can. You can literally do it. You just have to you got to train yourself just like any other job, any other gig. You got to stay in the game. You can't quit cuz you thinking it's hard. No, you maintain what you're doing. Look at what these dancers are doing. You got to maintain your stamina, your endurance. And I love that the trainer, his big thing is build the body that carries the art. You can't carry the art if you ain't got the body for it. How would one of these dancers look? How would Deandra look? Just not being fluid, not being able to execute those moves. You got to have strong muscles. And that's one thing I know as a massage therapist, too. You got to have a strong body that moves and that can carry the art. Got to. Got to. They're actually hosting another, and I'll link it below this story too. They're hosting another class like the Studio 4 Dance Center on April the 18th. So make sure you get in that class, because this is what allows you to maintain your skills and make sure you can keep going. Because Deandra's been at this for 20 plus years because she set this foundation. And there's people in your corner in Richmond making you last. I gotta say this. She could have gave up long time ago when her business partner stole the money, and I'm talking to the tune of 30K. Stole the money from their bank account. They had set up the fund for their first building, and then she turns around, one swoop, it was gone. Look in the bank account, there was 31 cents. Yeah, 31 cents in there. Most people would have gave up and said, I can't do this. I don't want to do this. After crying for nearly a month, she said, I'm not going to give up, because it's about the endurance. It's about the people. It's about my soul mission. It's about what I was came here to do, and I was planted in RVA to do it. The endurance, the stamina, the muscle strength required to move our bodies is really hard. We are some of the toughest athletes. I can give testament to that. Because when Deandra was training me, now this was back like '07, '08, '09, when we hired her as a choreographer for our music group. I was struggling with some of the moves because I am not a dance athlete. Yes, I love to dance. Y'all know I'm known for dancing as a part of healing, but I give nod where credit is due, because these things are not, being a dancer is not easy. And I love that Richmond is on the map now. Richmond is the hip hop dance capital because there's a community. There's a strong community there. Talent is what builds a crafty scene. Yeah, you've seen it on the stage. It's the talent. But what keeps it going? It's the community, it's the family that makes it last forever, ever. And that's what RVA has a rich community of dancers, a rich hip hop community. And it's rooted in the Richmond Ballet. We got VCU. I'm going to keep mentioning VCU, VCU Rams, hip hop dance companies like Studio 4. We also got the Virginia Dance Awards, y'all. It's an annual award ceremony to recognize the talented performers and creators throughout Virginia. And it's going on 8 years. It started out as the RVA Dance Awards, but it's expanded. It's now all over Virginia. These dancers are getting recognized for your work. You as a dancer, again, like I said, I'm not that type of athlete, so I got to give credit where credit is due. All of these accomplishments, all of these styles of dancing is getting rewarded at the Virginia Dance Awards. So I want to show you a clip from Neo Lynch. She received the 2025 Outstanding Lyrical Choreography Award, but she gives you a snapshot into the Virginia Dance Awards and what it's like behind the scenes as a choreographer, as one of these dancers who's making a name for herself. That's her accepting her award in that gorgeous red dress. Actually, hold on a second. I don't think I'm playing the sound. Let me play I gotta share the sound for you. Oh, hold on. Oh, there we
I
go.
got stuck and plus I procrastinate, so yeah. And I was like, everybody improv, do your own thing. And they did and it worked. Not for the whole routine, but like two parts. And it was, I thought it was gonna be madness, but it was magical. But yeah. So thanks for this. The end.
Hello, it's me. 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 Hello.
And you get to see some of the other people receiving their awards, them on the red carpet there. This is so great. And she says here in her Instagram post, I was so honored to get 3 nominations this year for outstanding hip hop choreography and so on. But let's hear her entire
Have you
speech.
ever worked with like kids and like you're intimidated by the dancers because they're so amazing? Yeah, so that was this piece. Like every dancer was phenomenal. Like you had your powerhouse kids, you had your legs and feet ballet babies, you had your tricksters, you had your kids who emoted, and like I just didn't know what to do. And there were parts where I got stuck, and plus I procrastinate, so yeah. And I was like, everybody improv, do your own thing. And they did and it worked. Not for the whole routine, but like two parts. And it was, I thought it was gonna be madness, but it was magical. But yeah. So thanks for this. The end.
Hello.
I simply love that speech because she mentioned it there. She works with children, especially for this project that earned her the dance award. But that's what you get in the RVA community, in the Virginia dance community, is this ability to be on the stage and seen in front of your peers for your accomplishments. And this is much gratitude to Deandra for creating this and her team for continuing this. As I said previously, this is they're going on 8 years of this production. So clap, 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 clap. Because community is what it's all about, and that's why RVA is at the top of, and that's because of you, Deandra. That's because of everything that you've added to the scene, everything, all of these other dance studios, these other, I can say the music industry is pivotal in this too, because the dancers and the musicians work hand in hand, all of the people in radio. I mean, I could go on and on and on and on, but I won't. But the educators as well. And the thing with Richmond, do you know the impact? Do you know your impact? Sometimes you got to look back and see everything that you accomplish in a year. You got to look back and see everything that you did. And so we're going to look and see everything that Deandra was able to accomplish in 2025.
Yeah. This year, Deandra received an artsy nomination for Best Choreography in The Strange Loop. My name is Jalecia, and Studio 4 turned 10 years old this year. My name is Dominica, and this year, Deandra was featured in Style magazine. My name is Jalecia, and this year, Deandra hosted the second annual Hip Hop Week at the University of Richmond, where she is a professor of dance. My name is Dominica, and this year, Deandra executed yet another year of the Virginia Dance Awards. My name is Jalecia, and Deandra traveled this year. I hired my very first employee this year. They said everything else. I didn't even know I did all those things. My name is Deandra, and I am turning 45 years old today. I'm Dominica, and we are all here to celebrate Deandra's birthday and highlight her accomplishments this year. Not only did she stand up for herself, but she removed people and things that do not serve her in 2025. My name is Jalecia, and this year, Deandra choreographed her very first, second, and third musical all in the same year. This year, Deandra received an artsy nomination for Best Choreography in The Strange Loop. My name is Jalecia, and Studio 4 turned 10 years old this year.
Yeah, we made it back to that point, but that's the kind of friends you gotta have in your community, in your dance community, in your friends community. That was Ariel, Dominica, Jalecia, just saying everything that Deandra accomplished, and it's only going to grow because that's Richmond. Richmond is number one. So I'm looking forward to the growth of RVA, the hip hop community, because it's always already at the top, and it can only get better. It can only spiral up. And one of the things that Deandra said there is, I didn't know I did all those things. And that's what Richmond is saying too. I didn't know we had all those things. You know now, because you heard it right here on News and Views. Until next time, we'll see you then. Peace.